exciting episode from Ken's Training. Today's training is going to be installing some PVC pipe. There's a boiler behind me and there's a pressure relief valve that was never piped in. The discharge of the relief valve was never piped in. Now generally speaking, you'd want to use copper or metal for this type of discharge, but for what's happening here, I fully anticipate this PVC to be adequate for what we want to do. Now, this here is the PVC pipe that I'm going to use, and when you look on the pipe itself, it tells you that this is 3/4 of an inch Schedule 40 PVC. Now, the Schedule 40 stands for the thickness. Now, you see how thick that is? If this was a smaller schedule, Schedule 10 or 20, this would be thinner and it would be more brittle. But with this Schedule 40, it should be, again, good for what I want to use it for. I also have some PVC fittings. I've got this is all 3/4 of an inch, but here's a union right here, and a 90-degree elbow, and I've got a couple of 45-degree elbows too. You want to also have primer for PVC. See here. So here's the primer, it's purple primer, and then here's my weld-on 700 PVC right there. In order to cut the PVC pipe, this tool here works the best. It's a ratcheting type of a cutter, and if you use a hacksaw, you have burrs. This tool will leave no burrs behind. So we're going to get right to it and show you the job. Alright, this here is the boiler on my left, and the part that I want to put a drain on is this pressure relief valve right there. It's never had one. This boiler's like 10 years old. Now the drain is on the other side, so rather than me try to take the piping to come out here, come over, and then come across that way so that it's going this like that, what I'm going to try to do first is turn that around so I can just put the drain going the other way. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try to turn that and get it pointing in the other direction. Alright, I was able to get it to turn in the other direction, so now the drain is on the other side. I'll reposition the camera to show you what I want to do now. Alright, so there's the line coming at it from this side. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a pipe on here, and then I'm going to come across and bring the pipe to right here, put a 90 on right there, and then it's going to go basically down, and I can strap around this pipe, existing pipe, for support. So the first thing I need to do is I need to put the fitting into here so I can start using PVC. So I've already got that prepped. I'll put that on. Alright, so I put some safety glasses on, so it's and I got some gloves on. Now, for personal protection equipment there, protective equipment. It's a little tight for me to work back here and put the camera. So I'm gonna kind of explain what I'm doing. Right when I come out of the valve, I got a fitting on there, and I'd like to have a union on there, so this way, if I want to remove this whole drain line, I can break the union, and I can pull off the whole drain line. So I've already measured it out, and from the union, from here to the other piece, is a total of 2 inches. So I'm just going to take some PVC, clean it with the rag here, take a black Sharpie, and then take my tape measure, and then measure down 2 inches. Now that I've got that measured, take this tool, open it up, put that so that you're lined up with the 2 inches. And just go ahead and cut that piece off. Okay. Now I want my PVC to be clean, so I'm going to clean that off. The top of this is dirty, so I gotta get another rag here and put my clean fittings on. Be right back. Alright, so I got a rag here. I want to make sure that everything is nice and clean when I PVC glue it together. So I want to make sure that all my fittings are nice and clean. The union is just hand tight for now. And the way that I want this union to work is I want this piece here to go to the 2-inch piece right there. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get my cans of primer and glue set up. I got a brown paper underneath me because it can get a little messy. And I don't want everything to just go onto the floor. I got to use a tool to open these up. When you haven't used them for a while, they get a little hard to open. Okay, we're totally set. Okay, the first thing I want to do, make sure I'm nice and clean. I'm going to use my purple primer. Get the inside fitting there, and then go around this right here. Now I'm going to use the glue. Now I have to be fast. Once I glue, I only got seconds. So I'm going to touch that one, touch inside of there, put the 2 together, push it, seat it, and try to give it a little bit of a twist. Then you're going to hold that for about 30 seconds to let that set up. You don't want that pushing back out on you. So there, that's nice and set. Now I'll just wipe that down with my rag. Now basically, that is the process that I'm going to keep doing all the way through here. The area here is a little tight, so I'm going to go off camera to try to build this out a little bit, and then I'll try to resume to show you. But basically, that's what you do. Measure, cut, clean, primer, and glue all the way through. And that's how you weld, or that's how you attach together PVC. And I'm using PVC glue and PVC primer. So that's it for now. Alright. Clean. Everything's nice and clean. First go with the primer. I'll go with the glue. Put that in, give it a twist. Oops. Hold that for about 10 seconds. And that sets up nicely. That's nice and glued. Now, I'll clean the next section. Right there. Hold that. It's already set up. I can tell it's not moving. I'm giving it a little twist and I can tell it's already glued. Now for the last section right there. This piece of wood is on here just temporarily. I'm going to push that back. And I'm going to put my rag Get that clean. Go ahead and do the primer. And now the glue. Make sure your drain is going down properly. Hold that in for a few seconds. Then I'll wipe that joint up. Now what I can do to give myself a little bit of added strength here is I can tie this off with some zip ties just to keep that in right there. And then they also got this block of wood, so if somebody steps on this, it's got a little bit of support here so it won't just break. But basically that's the entire job on how to weld PVC pipe. So I want to thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed the video, please click the like button underneath so I can get some extra likes on my page, and check out my channel kentraining.com for more exciting videos in the engineering world. And I'll see you on the other side. Hasta la vista, baby.